That's mine. You're lazy and never use it. I bought it with my money. Divorce can be very harsh, demeaning, and really rough to go through. And not everybody has the ability to do that composed. Over 50% of marriages end in divorce. That's a lot. I mean, what do you do when somebody doesn't love you back or you guys can't communicate anymore? Which is one of the problems is lack of communication. No one in my family has survived a marriage. They're all divorced, separated with someone new, and most of those are going bad as well. Open communication is the key to everything out there. If you can't communicate, your actual feelings, your wants, your needs won't be met, and you can't get anything out across to people. The dynamics in your divorce, they're what actually proceed in the future part of it. So as you begin the divorce, if you're already at each other's throats, demeaning to each other, making little petty arguments, you get down to the point where all you want to do is name calling, that's mine, um, and have somebody back you up, like a lawyer, which costs a lot of money. Do we really need that? Do you really have to have everything when you didn't bring anything to the marriage? So when the situation starts out, it's a little bit rough. The person on the receiving end is surprised most of the time, not all the time. So most of the time they're surprised, and then they become angry, um, insecure. They also feel betrayed, even to the point where they want to get back at you. They want to open up a whole different can of worms instead of just leaving it. Loss of control also happens. This can be helped better with a mediator than with lawyers. So, a mediator is a neutral party who's going to come in, is going to talk with both sides, especially when children are involved. People don't understand that what you do matters to your children. If you're fighting and pointing fingers at the other person, calling them stupid and ugly and worthless, that child is a part of that other person, and they're a part of you. So by doing that, it causes friction with the child, which in turn will end up being worse in the end for everybody involved. So the neutral party can help with the dynamic of the divorce as to where everybody kind of sits around and is able to discuss their feelings about the whole situation. This should be done in a setting to where everybody can get their feelings across without being reprimanded. Everybody has feelings. Everybody needs to let them out. So by creating that neutral environment to where everyone can actually come together and get their feelings out actually helps a lot. The mediator is also cheaper, which also helps, especially when it's being drawn out. Because a lawyer doesn't have the other parties or even technically the children's feelings involved on their side. What they want is your money. The longer they can draw it out, the more money they get. court proceedings, everybody else gets money. What do you get? A bad divorce, grumpiness, you're unhappy, the children are unhappy. Kathleen O'Connell Kokorian, uh, a psychology with a doctorate, she states a child's continued involvement with both parents at the beginning allows for a realistic involvement and better balance of communication into the future. So, what you're bringing into the divorce, if it's anger and stuff, the future is going to show anger. There's going to be heartbreak, there's going to be confusion, and the children are going to feel like they're worthless. We don't want that. Joan Kelly, PhD of psychology, says the strength of the parent and child bond is super important going into your divorce. If you can't listen to your child and find out what they need, what they see, what can change, it's hard to go into the future letting your child know that you will understand them and you do take everything that they say to heart and you can help them. You can't help them if you don't have a bond with them going into the proceedings. So divorce is not the end of the world. People make it like that because they already feel like that. By coming into terms and feeling empathetic towards others and sharing kindness, kind of gives you that determination that you don't want to be miserable throughout the whole proceedings. I would much rather be happy than feel miserable towards the end. So, to bring it all together, in order to have an amicable divorce, communication is key. The mediation into the background is also a dynamic that is actually needed, especially, like I said, when children are involved. So keeping that open communication can actually help you later in life. It brings everything together and helps you survive the future, whatever it may hold.